Hey everybody, it's Sam here from Sugar Spun Run, and today I'm showing you how to make oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. This oatmeal chocolate chip cookie recipe is a cross between my super popular worst chocolate chip cookies and my equally popular super soft oatmeal cookies. This recipe is pretty simple and it yields the best tasting oatmeal chocolate chip cookies I have ever tried. Now to begin, you're going to need a large mixing bowl. So to this bowl, we're going to add 2 sticks of unsalted butter. You want to make sure this butter is softened to room temperature. Now for today's recipe, you could totally make this in a stand mixer. That would work perfectly. I'm just using an electric hand mixer, and at this point we're just going to cream the butter until it's smooth and creamy. Since we started with softened butter, that was pretty easy and should only take a second. So now we can add our sugars. We're going to start by adding 1 cup of dark brown sugar, and you want this to be firmly packed. We'll also add 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, and then stir everything together until the butter and sugars are nicely combined and the mixture should look light and fluffy. The next thing you'll need is 1 large egg plus 1 large egg yolk. We're adding this extra yolk because it's going to help make our cookies nice and soft and tender. We'll also add 1½ teaspoons of pure vanilla extract and my secret ingredient, and that's 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Now you can use pure maple syrup or you can use pancake syrup for these cookies. Either one is going to work perfectly. This maple syrup is not going to make your cookies taste like syrup. It's just going to add a subtle, extra rich flavor, and it's also going to help make these cookies nice and chewy. Let's get all that in there. We'll stir everything together with our mixer until all of our ingredients are completely combined. Our sugar mixture is looking pretty good at this point, so we're just going to set that aside and we're going to need a separate bowl for our flour. You're going to need 1 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of flour for this recipe. I know that sounds like a very exact, precise amount, but that's exactly what I found works best with today's recipe. We're going to add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, and I also love to add 3/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. This is optional, but it adds a really nice flavor to the cookies. We'll stir everything together until our dry ingredients are completely combined. Once you have your dry ingredients completely combined, we're going to add those to our butter mixture and we're going to stir until everything is completely combined. And you can use your electric mixer for this step, that's totally fine. I'm just using my spatula. So once your flour mixture and your butter mixture are completely combined, now we can add our oats. You will need 3 cups of old-fashioned oats for this recipe. We'll stir these in. Now we can add our chocolate chips. You will need 2 cups of chocolate chips. I'm using semi-sweet because those are my favorite, but you can use whatever chips you prefer. Now this cookie dough does need to chill, so you're going to want to cover the bowl with plastic wrap. And we'll take this over to the refrigerator where it will need to chill for at least 30 minutes. About 15 minutes before your dough has finished chilling, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once your dough has chilled and your oven is preheated, we can go ahead, grab it from the fridge, and we can start scooping. You'll want to scoop your cookie dough into portions that are about 2½ tablespoons in size. As with most of my cookies, I like to just gently roll the dough between my palms. That way it's a nice round ball shape. This helps the cookies bake up nice and evenly and makes them look pretty. Make sure you space your cookies at least 2 inches apart on the baking sheet. They will spread a little bit. We'll transfer our cookie dough to our 350 degree Fahrenheit preheated oven, where it's going to need to bake for about 12 to 13 minutes. When the cookies are finished baking, the edges might be a nice light golden brown, and the centers might look a little bit underdone. This is fine. You're going to let the cookies cool completely on the baking sheet, so they're going to finish cooking all the way while they cool. Now, here's a little trick that I like to do that's completely optional. I just do it purely for aesthetic reasons. It's going to make your cookies just have that little extra special touch. They're just going to look prettier this way. I like to take some extra chocolate chips, and within 1 to 2 minutes of the cookies coming out of the oven, I just like to gently press them on top. Again, this is totally optional. I just think that before and after adding chocolate chips, it makes such a difference. Plus, who doesn't want some extra chocolate? Once your cookies have cooled completely, they are ready to enjoy. And that is how easy it is to make my favorite oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe video, and if you try this one out, please leave me a comment. I always love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey, if you guys enjoyed today's oatmeal chocolate chip cookie recipe video, I would really appreciate it if you would give me a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, if you enjoyed today's recipe video, here are a few others you might like as well.